Hi guys, welcome to Chris Ryan Golf. You've joined me in the TaylorMade fitting suite at the Belfry today, and in this video we're going to give you 3 keys to a perfect takeaway. So this is part of a new set of videos I'm going to do, video series I'm going to do, where I'm going to highlight the 3 key things that you need to do to either hit a particular shot or execute a certain part of the golf swing. So today we're looking at the takeaway, and as I say, I'm going to pick the 3 keys that you need to focus on to make sure that takeaway is correct. So we're just isolating that first move away. So we're going to assume that the setup is okay, because if the setup is wrong, then you need to address that first, because that can influence the takeaway. Let's say your setup is perfect. I'm sure it is. So the 3 things that I want you to focus on to make sure you've got a good takeaway. Number 1 is ensure that the takeaway is being controlled mainly from the bigger muscles, which is going to be your shoulders and your sort of torso. Okay, I don't want you to begin that golf swing with the hands, the wrists. Okay, what that's going to do is it's going to tend to get the club to move away a little bit too quick and maybe often out of position. So the first key point would be use the bigger muscles in the shoulders and the chest to feel that you rotate that golf club away. Okay, the chest is rotating, which is causing the golf club to move. If we can do this, you're going to find that the takeaway becomes a lot smoother, and it generally becomes a lot easier to control, because, as I say, you're using the bigger muscles that tend to move slower rather than the smaller muscles in your wrists and your arms. So number 1 is keep the shoulders dominant. Okay. Number 2, I'm just going to move this way, is do not use the forearms too early. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Well, often we'll see golfers initiate the takeaway and then the forearms get involved way too quick. Okay. So the golf club gets sent in too far behind me, and what we generally will get from there is that the grip end of the club will move often away from the body. So if I show you that again, you'll see the club head dive inside and the grip move outside. Okay, and this is a little bit too much forearm rotation too early in the golf swing. Okay, not sure why, but I've got the idea that golfers are desperately trying to get that club around into here somewhere, and that seems to almost be the first thing that they tend to do. So too much forearm rotation is going to cause the arms to move away from the body. It's going to cause the club head to dive too much in behind you, and then from there it's going to be a recovery process to hopefully make something that looks like a sort of decent backswing. Okay, so there's point number 2. Number 3, stay centered. Okay, so point number 3 is talking about the upper body, well, and the hips, I guess, and making sure we don't have too much lateral movement either towards the target or away from the target. Movement towards the target is certainly more uncommon. Movement away from the target, unfortunately, is not uncommon. It happens with many golfers, and I've done this before in a previous video. If we see golfers with any lateral movement, it very often is in that first part of their golf swing, in that first takeaway. We often see lots of lateral movement away from the target. Golfers often feeling they're trying to load this back leg with the weight. We don't need to do that. We need to shift pressure. That's done a video on that, but we don't need to shift the mass. We don't need to physically move. So I want you to focus on making sure we start with the chest, the bigger muscles, making sure we don't use the forearms too early, and making sure that we stay nice and centered over that golf ball, so we're maintaining a good relationship with that golf ball. Okay, you can see how that's very different to someone who might make this over here. Okay, if you can do those 3 things, that's hopefully going to give you a better takeaway. And if we get a better takeaway, we set the golf club on the right path, and it's hopefully going to lead to a better shaped backswing. If we have a better backswing, it gives us better chance of a better downswing. We know that impact really is the only thing that we're trying to improve, but sometimes we have to work on the early parts of the golf swing to fix the impact, if that makes sense. Often golfers are doing the takeaway wrong, top of the backswing's wrong, downswing's wrong, and it's a knock-on effect. So remember those 3 things, and hopefully you'll have a better takeaway. So let me go ahead and hit a couple for you. I'm going to try and do those 3 things. I'm going to rehearse it first. So shoulders, no forearms, very centered. Okay, and I'd certainly be pretty happy with that shot on the golf course. That's just a 6-iron I'm hitting there. That would generally work with any club. So I've done it with a 6-iron here, but that would be pretty much standard with every club. It doesn't change too much. So let me just do another one, and then I might show you from a different angle as well. Okay, and again, a pretty good shot. So if you can do those things, it's going to help. It's going to give you a better takeaway. So just focus on those 3 things and it will help, I can promise you. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you liked it, then click the like button. If you have any comments, then there's some boxes down below. You can comment in there. I'm sure you're aware of that. And if you haven't done already, then please subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button, and that just means you can get first access to my videos. And hopefully, they're going to help you play some better golf when you get out there. Okay, so thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again soon.